Book of Machabeus, chapter 2. For soweth it is founded in writings of Jeremy, the prophet, that he commanded them that passed over, for to take fire, as it is signified, and as he bade to men passing over. 2. And he after them the law, lest they, forgotten the heasts of the Lord, and that they should not err in souls, seeing golden and silver and simulachres and ornaments of them. 3. And he said other such things, and admonished that they should not remove the law from their heart. 4. Sotherly it was in that writing, how that prophet bad, by goddess answered made to him, that the tabernacle and the ark follow with them, till he went out into the hill in which Moses ascended, and say the heritage of God. 5. And Jeremy came and found there a place of den, and brought in thither the tabernacle and the ark and the altar of incense, and stopped the door. 6. And some came together that followed in, for to make the place of them, and might not find. 7. For so as Jeremy knew, he blamed them, and said, that the place shall be unknown, till God gather the congregation of people, and be made helpful. 8. And then the Lord shall show these things, and the majesty of the Lord shall appear, and a cloud shall be, as unto Moses it was showed. And as when Solomon asked, that the place should be hallowed to greet God, this cloud showed. 9. And as having wisdom he offered sacrifice of hallowing, and of performing of the temple. 10. As and Moses prayed to the Lord, and fire came down from heaven, and wasted the burnt sacrifice, as and Solomon prayed, and fire came down from heaven, and wasted the burnt sacrifice. 11. And Moses said, for that it is not cleansed, that was for sin, and it was wasted. 12. Also in Solomon in 8 days made solemn the hallowing. 13. Forsooth, and these same things were put in descriptions, and expositions of name ye, and as he maketh a little Bible, and gathered books of countries, and books of prophets, and of David, and epistles of kings, and of gifts. 14. Also Sotherly and Judas gathered all those things which he learned by battle, that befell to us, and they been anentes us. 15. Therefore, if ye desire in these, send ye which shullen bear to you. 16. Therefore, we to doing purifying hand write to you, therefore ye shullen do well, if ye shullen do these days. 17. For so it is God that delivered his people, and yielded his heritage to all, and room and priesthood. 18. And hallowing, as he behight in the law, we hopen that soon he shall have mercy on us, and shall gather from under heaven into the holy place, for he delivered us from great perils. 19. And purged the place. 20. Sotherly of Judas Machabeus, and his brethren, and of purifying of the great temple, and of hallowing of the altar. 21. But and of the battles that pertain unto Antioch noble, and his son Eupator. 22. And of lightnings that weren made from heaven, to them that strongly didden for Jews, so that, when they were in few, they avenged all the country, and driven an heathen multitude. 23. And recovered in the most famous temple in all the world, and delivered in the city, that and laws that weren done away weren restored, for the Lord was made helpful to them, with all passibility. 24. And also we essayed for to abridge in a book things comprehended of Jason of Cyrenae in 5 books. 25. Forsooth we beheld in the multitude and hardness of books, to men willing for to begin the tellings of stories, for multitude of things. 26. And so thely we had in busyness, that it were liking of soul to men willing for to read. 26. Forsooth to studious men, that they mighten lightlier betake to mind, forsooth that to all men reading profit be given. 27. And so thely we took unto us self that receiven this work, by cause of a bragging, not esse travel, but so thely a work full of wakings and swoot. 28. As these that maken ready a feast, and seeking for to please to the will of other men, for grace of many men, we suffering wilfully travel. 29. Forsooth we granten the truth of all authors, but we us self studying to shortness, by the form given. 30. Forsooth, as it is to the chief carpenter of a new house, to be busy of all the building, to him so thely that beseeth for to pent, though things ben to be saw out, that ben covenable to orning, so it is to be guessed also in us. 31. Forsooth for to gather understanding, and ordain a word, and full busily for to inquire all parts of the story, each by themselves, accordeth to an author. 32. Forsooth for to sue shortness of saying, and for to eschew out suings of things, is to be granted to the bragier. Therefore from henceforth we shall begin the telling. Be it now for to have said so much of before speaking, for it is folly for to fleet out, either be long before the story, but in that story for to be made short. So ends chapter 2 of the book of Machabeus. That the tabernacle and the ark and the burp and the majesty of the Lord shall appear. Majesty. I think that's majesty. 15. Therefore, if ye discern these things, that they mightn't lightlier betake to mind, lightlier. The book of Machabeus, chapter 3. Therefore, when the holy city was inhabited in